All right, so I want to end here with I like our predictions. I want the predictions for you. You think that we could potentially go lower. Oh, let me put it this way: if you think we could go lower on the Nasdaq or Bitcoin, to
Mhm.
where do you think we can go? And
Well, yeah, let me clarify. Bitcoin's not showing a bearish trend like Nasdaq is right now. We've got potential to close above a short-term average here on Bitcoin and potentially retest the this downward trend, or essentially this larger resistance zone around 70K on Bitcoin. So as global liquidity is increasing, it seems like there's still this potential that Bitcoin diverges and becomes less correlated to equities. Right now, on a 20-day rolling basis, Bitcoin is like 91% correlated to the equities market because it shared this drawdown with the market. But it has made a what I would consider a little bit faster of a recovery, a little bit stronger of a recovery, and potentially moving upward against some moving averages that I think are pretty critical. In the equities market, however, it's right against that line and it hasn't really pushed above it. And I think that there's still a chance that we see another reversal in equities. Now, whether or not that drags crypto down with it is another question.
fair enough. For me, for Bitcoin, I was waiting for it to get down to this level over here. So for me, these types of volume weighted moving averages, and
Hmm.
this whole time I've been waiting for Bitcoin to get to this area, to
Right.
this red line.
Right.
And now that it's there, I go, I don't really want to bet that much on the downside. And you can see how much power there is in these trends, because once it touched there, it
Hmm.
gained a massive amount of liquidity in order to retrace up. Whereas in the as you were saying, in the Nasdaq, we haven't had that, right? We're
Right.
if anything, we're below this area, or like technically we're futzing around, but this area over here, we bounced off of, which give us our high up. We came down, and now we're below this. We're below this area. So
Yeah.
until we get above there and then confirm it,
Yep.
like
It's anyone's guess right now for sure. But there again, like Bitcoin is still in a zone where we're seeing lower highs posted each time, and it's been rejecting off of those resistance zones. You know, you've got some yellow dots where I'm referring to there towards the top. That downward trend is still what has me concerned. So if we are to see a sustained bull market in crypto, we need to cross above that line and start to reject that downtrend.
but isn't this a bull flag?
I've been hearing people refer to it, and I see that pattern for sure. I'm less of a I don't get totally wrapped up in chart patterns as much as I look at price action. So I want to see rejections of support and resistance. And just because it is forming a bull flag doesn't necessarily guarantee that that's the direction we're going to head.
I see, because this is the type of fake out in this bull flag.
Hmm.
This drop down below and then massively close up above,
Yep.
to me, is what I look for in a bull flag to say,
Yes.
okay, now we're going to break out that way.
Yeah. The pattern gives me confidence, but not enough to actually pull the trigger on a trade yet.
I understand. Well, I like high risk, high reward. So I'm in. All right. Okay, so I need numbers here, Mike, for Bitcoin. What you need to see for Bitcoin? How low do you think it could go if it was going to drop?
That's a good question. So we touched the 0618 retracement on this last move down. That wick at the bottom was literally on the line of those 618, which is the type of retracement I typically look for. I like to see things retraced by to the to the zero point 0.5 and the 0618 line. So there's a chance that, you know, that still is good confirmation that we have found a healthy retracement in the market, and we're going to be moving to the upside now. If that's the case, I want to see that break first past 70,000 and then a second break past 72. And then if this is an extension of that trend, then here's where I would measure that. All right, so here's my viewpoint here. This is our recent retracement. This is our fib line from that low to that high. The retrace we experienced first touched the 0.5, and I thought, oh, okay, but maybe we did find support in this box here. but we broke that, but still retraced to the 0618 line, right? This zone right here is 0618. If we are able to continue from here, then what I'd be interested in is the potential of this being an extension. Excuse me. Delete that. So I would be curious on that 3-point where we're going from here. If that was the high and this is now the confirmed low, I would expect that this move pushes us to the 107,000 territory, the 1.2
Nice.
line. So
That's what.
I think my expectation from here is that if we go any lower, then we touch this long-term trend, right? Which has been around since November of 22, where we found confirmation of this trend right here. And if it does go lower, it would basically show up in this zone right here, pushing us a little bit further down to the 786. And if that's the case, then it's going to maybe make it a little more difficult to get a little bit higher. If price pulls down a little bit more, then maybe we push back into a new territory around 96,000, maybe 100,000. In either case, I think we see 6-figure Bitcoin within the next several weeks if we get confirmation of this being a support zone and a continuation to the upside.
That's what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. My ideal scenario is that we fall to 44 and then people panic, just
Okay.
absolutely panic,
So you
and
want to
then we
see,
rise.
you want to see the retrace to the 786 then.
I would. I mean, I would love that.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
would absolutely love that. I really want people to be like, when people aren't completely like, I'm never trading crypto again, then I feel too nervous.
That's it. That's the be greedy when others are fearful moment, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
For on my side, I would say, like I said, 44 is what I would expect as the most for the downside. But I think the upside is going to be far higher than what markets would predict, because I think this is the uh, third bull run, major bull run, and I think it's a breakout of the breakout. So I think we go way, way, way further. So I can expect both on the downside, people go, I never want to be in this again, and then what if it gets to 200K, 300K, people go, I can't buy it. How can I buy it here as it continues to rocket? So you get pain on both sides.
Which is great because that sort of profit taking selling is a great liquidity opportunity to keep buying if you're on your way to the upside, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Kathy who's predicting around 350 as a base case? I thought I saw that interview recently.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking 250, but I mean, for crypto, 250, 350, I mean, you could almost be like, okay, it's a rounding error, sort of like with the move that can actually happen.
Right.
But then with a retrace to 5 figures,
Mm-hmm.
which just completely devastates people. So I
Yep.
mean, that's what I want. This is what I mean, like the crypto as an option, crypto as a call option on liquidity,
Mm-hmm.
but you still get all the volatility of the liquidity. And so this sort of volatility coming to a TradFi market near you real soon.
Fascinating how things have changed in the last 20 years of doing this. This is
Yeah.
amazing to see how all these asset classes, of course, are interplay. But the point earlier was people's comfort with volatility. And I'll tell you what, if you're new to markets and you're just getting involved, welcome to the circus. This is sometimes a shit show. I hope you have the fortitude and strength to deal with the ulcers that will come from lost money in these markets because it is crazy town.
That's right.